How are you doing, everybody? We're here with Gopher Industrial team-sponsored fisherman Carl Svebek, and who's getting ready to fish his second tournament of the season, but it's actually the first tournament of the Central Open. So you want to tell us a little bit about that? You've kind of gone from one end of the country to a little bit of another part of the country that's a different weather pattern. So.
You know, it is. I mean, I went down and fished the Southern Open on the Harris Chain in Florida. Of course, we had beautiful weather. Of course, it was in the 80s, and you know, we were up shallow. We were looking at a lot of the fish, and of course, we're going to take a complete turn now. We're going to Table Rock Lake, which is in just outside of Branson, Missouri, and you know, John, I'm real excited. I still consider myself a Texas boy. You know, pretty much this is my area that I grew up, but I did move to Arkansas, and Arkansas was a big part of my life in northwest Arkansas. Which was very close to Table Rock. So I had an opportunity to fish Table Rock a lot, and you know, that excites me. For one, it's a beautiful place. I mean, nice clear water. The fish are typically, you know, it's never easy, but they're kind of, you can kind of get an idea how to pattern them this time of year based on water temperature, the type of day you have. You know, these fish are going to be staging, getting ready for the spawn, which will usually take place in late March or into April.
Well, you know, and I know that we actually talked about it after your last tournament. We you know, had our discussion about the event and how well, you know, how you did and what kind of conditions you were at. And we actually talked about in there that this next tournament coming up, this one, that the weather conditions were probably going to be very cold. And considering but here we are. We're in a major warming pattern up there, so it's probably changing. I know your thought process has been for the last few weeks preparing for that, but it's kind of changed a little bit because now we got a lot warmer weather than what we had thought we were going to have. So tell us a little bit. Does that change what you do? Does that change what you're packing in the boat as you're packing up to go?
You know, I mean, it has. I mean, it's been a mild year all the way around. I mean, right. You know, even down here in you know, southeast Texas as well as, you know, up that way. I looked today actually in Branson, Missouri, it was showing like 79 degrees. I mean, it's like, wow.
Yeah, usually around in the 50s, right?
Yeah, it's unheard of to have those type of temperatures this time of year. It's going to change a little bit. You know, there's things that have happened, or things that happen when it gets really cold on Table Rock. For example, you know, it's you have a big shad keel typically when the water gets real cold. The shad, you know, float up to the surface and you know, and they die, which makes a great jerkbait bite. You know, well, that ain't gonna happen this year. I mean, it doesn't certainly seem like it. You know, they're gonna be, you know, they're gonna survive another year, and so you know, it's a little bit different. Water temperature typically, you know, I've seen it 38, 39, 40 degrees this time of year. Right now it's ranging anywhere from 47 to 51, I mean, depending where you're at. So, you know, it may kind of speed up the process a little bit. I mean, I'm not looking at catching fish off the beds, and obviously we're going to have a little bit cooler temperatures than what they had today.
By the time the tournament gets
so, you know, things have changed a little bit.
Well, that's good. I mean, I know that, like I said, a lot of this stuff that, you know, when you're going into these tournaments, it's about preparation. You know, you got to prepare, you got to pack your boat. You're getting ready to leave home, you know, and head off to another area, so you're packing your boat for what you think you're going to need, and all these things come into place. I mean, the weather conditions that you're going to face, what the water's going to look like, you know, when you get there. It's a game that you have to plan for to be able to do well in the game, and it's you know, and you take all those points in consideration about when you get there. So then it's how you do your practice day. So I mean, I know we don't want to get into detail yet about his practice days because it's before the tournament, so we don't want to give up anything that he may be doing. But is there anything you can kind of add before? Because I know that, you know, after the event we'll come back in and we'll do this again and do a recap. But we wanted to kind of talk about it before a little bit. Is there anything that you may want to talk about that you're going to do maybe a little differently, or is it something that you just want to kind of keep close to the vest for right now?
No. You know, I being that I have a lot of experience, I say experience, time on the water at Table Rock, you know, unlike like Harris Chain Lake, it was my first time that I'd actually been on that water. So going to Table Rock is something that, you know, first off, I'm going to know where to put in the boat. I'm going to know which direction to go. But you know, the thing about it is they could be anywhere on that entire lake. I mean, it's a big lake. I mean, you can run 60, 70 miles one way up in the rivers. You know, I'll spend a lot of time and I'll break it down in sections. I'll have my south section. That's where a lot of the smallmouth are caught. And then of course the central section, I'll spend, you know, quite a bit of time there. And then of course I'll spend some time up the river. So I'll kind of, you know, the way I got it planned right now, it'll be in different stages. And then I'll weigh out exactly what, you know, what'll be best come tournament time. So, you know, not to be too vague, but I really don't know. I'm going to get there. I do know that, you know, these fish will be staging a lot. So there'll be a lot of fish that'll be staging into these pockets and creeks and creek bends, and, you know, where you have a deep water, shallow water deal. And you know, the crankbait is a phenomenal way to go up there. Most people, you know, the wiggle warts. I mean, there's multiple ways you can catch them, but those are a lot popular. And a jerkbait. I mean, even though we're not having the shad kill like they usually have up there, there's still going to be folks catch them on a jerkbait.
Well, I guess with you mentioned it a while ago about the different type fish, but there's really 3 different type bass you can catch up on this lake, right? So and I know each one of those kind of has a different pattern for that particular fish, and a different staging wherever they might be at on that particular lake. So a lot of factors to consider. Yeah,
you know, I mean that's exactly right. I mean there's a you know, there's a lot of smallmouth in the lake. You know, it doesn't typically take all smallmouth to win a tournament. I mean, you really got to have some of the big largemouth, but it's got the smallmouth. And of course, these spots, man, these Kentucky spotted bass they're the meanest guys ever. I'm telling you, you know, because when you catch them, I mean, they're like, whew, they got a big old belly on them.
Yeah, they got an attitude.
And they got an attitude. Yeah. I'm telling you, I've had words with them before. I promise you. You know, it's pretty interesting.
A lot of fun to catch those, and like I said, it's you know, the lake is laying out really good before you guys get up there to fish this tournament. So I think it's going to be a fun tournament to watch, a great tournament to watch you guys on, and for sure we're going to keep following you, you know, as well because of the Gopher Industrial and, you know, and that sponsorship there. It's a great opportunity for us. We definitely look forward to you guys coming up and watching this and following Carl on the web and seeing the different things that he's going to do next week. You know, we're wishing him the best. And but again, like I said, anytime you want to see, we're going to do this again on the following. We'll do a recap. And we'll bring Carl back in and we'll kind of talk about how the tournament went, what it is, and kind of give you some of the details of what he did and how he did it, so that we can, you know, pass on some of those learnings to you guys so you can go take them to the water. But in the meantime, till the next time we see you, you know, thanks for watching, and go to, you know, to www.gopherindustrial.com and look at some of the items that we have there. We always appreciate that because that's what keeps us on the water and keeps us going. And thank you guys. Anything to add, Carl?
I tell you what, John, just looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing a lot of old friends and good folks come down. I'd like to welcome them. Be sure and come down to the weigh-in there at Table Rock Lake.
Good deal.